Hopefully you guys can hear me. Hello, everybody. Trying to get everything situated. Can you guys hear me? Let me know. I saw Rick in the chat. Hello, Rick. Good to see you. I know very late today. All right, so today we're going to be doing some brownies in a cast iron wedge pan. And I'll show you guys in a minute which one, but bear with me. Let me sign in so that way I can see the chat here. Got a little bit set behind. I was working here at my house, and then didn't notice the time, but I did have stuff planned, so here we are, a bit late. Hopefully, you guys are okay with that. Let's see. I'm looking for the chat. All right, let's see. Here we are. All right, sorry guys. Hello, Rick. As I mentioned, very, very late. So yeah, it's just you right now, Rick. Can we put it up a little bit? Stop. Here. There we go. All right. Hello, Mercy B. We are a bit late today. I know that I had nothing out. I should have, sent out a notice, but I did not. So I'm really sorry, guys. And as you guys know, I mean, moving in, there's no curtains, no drapes, no blinds. So we're trying to get that situated because we feel like we're in a fishbowl, or that at least that's what my wife says. So we're trying to get something up on the windows. But anyway, as I mentioned, we were a little bit late, but we are going to be doing some brownies today and some cornbread pans. So the first one that I want to showcase is this cornbread pan that I have here. This is a BSNR cornbread pan. You can see there. Hopefully the camera can kind of check that out. I don't know if the camera can pick it up. Maybe if I move out of the way. There we go. This is the smaller one, the 6, what is it, 6? Yeah, 6 wedge. Yeah, 6 wedge cornbread skillet. And we also have a cornbread pan, not made in the USA, but it's a gift from my sister. She's also moving. And so she was going through her stuff, and to be honest, I saw it and I asked her, I said, hey, can I have it? And she's like, yeah, you can keep it. And the reason why I liked it is just for the fact that it has this little base here, which I thought was pretty neat. So brand new, as you can see. And I asked her, I said, well, how long ago did you get this? She doesn't recall, so she can't recall when she bought it, but pretty cool. Don't know exactly, if there's any manufacturer on it, but all I see on the tag is just this. So if you guys are interested, maybe you guys can find something similar to this with the little, on the underside. But as I mentioned, I really like this piece, and it's actually a pretty good quality piece of wood, and it fits great. So for future videos, I will most likely do some cornbread in this, but for today we're doing some brownies. So with that out of the way, I haven't done anything to this pan. The only thing I will do is obviously get rid of the tag, give it a quick wash, and we'll use it. And just another, I guess you could say, another topic, a controversial topic. A lot of people don't like cookware from China, which is fine. I love the vintage stuff. I mean, huge difference on the texture. You can tell it's very smooth compared to the Chinese made stuff. The Chinese made is just rough, extremely rough. If you guys have seen Cowboy Kent Rollins, which I'm almost 100% sure that you guys have heard of him, he talks about Lodge and how the Lodge seasoning is like bed liner. Yeah, no, that actually Lodge seasoning and the Lodge pan itself is fairly smooth. Let's be honest. I think that it is very, very smooth. Obviously, it's not polished, which is what people want, but smooth. And I don't feel like the bed liner, would be that. That's not a great way to describe the seasoning or the finish on the skillet. It's a lot smoother. It's more of a pebbled texture. This, on the other hand, this is like a bed liner. This is more of a sandpaper feel. Um, I want to say that they most likely don't pass it through a tumbler. Lodge, they're a larger manufacturer, mass produced, and they have all the machinery to do that. So they pass them through some tumblers with a lot of jagged edges, and it'll basically polish the pan. Obviously, there's no machining done to them, but it'll polish the pan to the point that it's smooth enough to feel a lot better than the Chinese made stuff. But I don't have anything against Chinese made cast iron or cookware for that matter. I think their stuff is great too. I mean, it gets a lot of bad rep, but as I said, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. So I like it, and we're going to be using it. As I mentioned, gift from the sister. So thank you to her for this cool little gift. As I mentioned, pretty awesome. I like this a lot. So with that being said, let's jump on to the baking. We're going to do some brownies. Actually, you know what? Before we jump onto that, let's say hello to everybody. We have Rick. Rick was the first one here. Mercy B. Rick, by the way, I did see your message on Instagram. I just, sorry I didn't reply. I was trying to set up all this stuff, as I mentioned, a little behind. So forgive me for that. Oh yeah, Vicky. Yes, Vicky's here. She was actually helping me adjust the camera. So she's actually doing some of the work that I usually do, which is putting up some curtains. But anyway, yeah, she's here. Hi everybody. Hopefully you guys can hear her. She's over there. I'll turn the camera around in a bit. But yes, she can hear me. She's here helping out. Rick says that's a nice 6 wedge. Thank you, Rick. Hello, Cynthia, Mercy B. Who else do we have? 4Jim44. 4Jim44, is your countertops granite? Yes, it is. They are granite. Jim F says, just saw Luis on and had to watch. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate that. Jimmy Langford, hello, everyone. I'm late. Nope, I was late, so sorry about that. Clyde Codillo, hello. If I didn't say your name right, I'm really sorry. So yes, welcome everybody. We're going to be doing, as I said, some brownies. So let me switch over to getting all the ingredients. Bear with me, guys. And actually, I do have to wash the pan. So, but I want to say I want to get the brownie mixture going first before we jump onto the pans themselves. So let me grab that stuff real quick, and we'll get going. All right. So here are some bowls. All right. So actually, what do I need? I didn't even. This is a new recipe, guys, that I'm trying. I had one before, but I don't think I have it any longer. So I'm going to try this one. This one was one of the top rated, and I'll share with you guys later once the video uploads. I'll let you guys know which recipe this is. But for now, we're gonna need 1.5 cups of granulated sugar, 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 2/3 cups of cocoa powder, sifted if lumpy, which I will be doing. 1/2 cup of powdered sugar, also sifted if it's lumpy. 1/2 cup of dark chocolate chips. I don't know if I have any. I'll have to see. 3 teaspoons of sea salt, 2 large eggs, and 1/2 cup of canola oil or extra virgin olive oil, which I will be using extra virgin olive oil. 2 teaspoons of water and 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. All right, so those are the ingredients for those that might be interested. And let me grab all that stuff because I haven't done so. So also I'm going to be using a scale to weigh all this stuff out. Or maybe I should just, you know what, I think I can't weigh it out right now. I am going to use my cups, my measurements. So with that being said, let me just grab my baking ingredients, and then we'll get going. All right. Well, I'm grateful for the counter space because none of this stuff is going to be in my way. I'm taking some stuff out. I'm grateful that I have all the space. Right, Vicky? We have a bunch of space now.
A lot of space. Too much.
Yeah. When we first moved in, we were still doing things that we used to do in our old home because we didn't have much counter space, and that was putting things on top of the stove, or those were little things that we used to do before. But now that we have more space, we don't have to do that.
Reprogram yourself.
Yeah, we have to readjust or adjust to the house. There's a lot more counter space, which, as I mentioned, grateful for that. Alrighty, so first ingredient that we're going to do the dry ones first. We're going to do 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. So we'll do that. We also need sugar. Well, let's do the sugar first. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm jumping around, but sugar first. We need 1.5 cup, which is a lot of granulated sugar. Oh yeah, they look good. Okay, guys, here we are. Oh my goodness, I brought with me a pizza cutter. Don't know why. All right. I'll get to the comments in a minute, guys. Right now, I cannot see the comments, so bear with me. I will be reading once I finish doing the ingredients. So 1.5 cups of granulated sugar. So here we have 1 cup. That's a lot of sugar, guys. So there's 1.5 or 1. I still need a half. Actually, I think I'll do 1.25. I don't know if I want them that sweet. So we did 1.25. All right, we got 1.25. Next, we need 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. So we're done with the sugar. Put this back before I drop it. Okay. Flour. Let's do that one. I'm just going, with the ingredients as I'm seeing them here on the screen. So I don't think there's a specific order. And it says 3/4 cups of flour. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a half. And then we're going to do 1/4. And there we have 1/4 to equal out 3/4 cups. Actually, what I should do is separate these guys. Having a hard time here. There we are. All right. Next, what do we have next? Next on the list is some cocoa powder, and I do need to sift that. Where is my cocoa powder? Did I put it? Oh yeah, it is right here actually. Should we do coffee? Should we do espresso? No, the kids are probably going to go crazy.
Maybe not.
Yeah, no, probably not. Best to not. Although I think espresso powder would be awesome. Alrighty, we got to open up this. See, where are my utensils? Right here. Oh, is this new? I think it is. You know what? I don't know if I want to use this one yet. I think I have one that's, yep, I do actually. All right, and I like using Dutch processed baking cocoa powder. I don't know if you guys can see that, but great stuff. Just it's processed with alkali, and it's great for baking. So highly suggest using Dutch processed. Got to move the flour since I don't think we need that anymore. And we need how much of that? Let's see. Cocoa powder, we need 2/3 cup. My goodness, why do they do that? I don't even think I have a third cup. So let's see, where's my sifter? Oh, here it is. Okay. Oh, 2/3. I have a third cup. Thank goodness. And as I mentioned, we are going to sift it because it will lump. And I've done that before and it's gotten grainy. So something I've learned, make sure you sift, my goodness, sift your cocoa powder. And also, what's the other one? I think it's powdered sugar. Make sure you sift those as well. Don't know if you guys can see me. Oh, actually you can. I can see myself here on the camera. As I mentioned, I can't see any comments right now at the moment. But I will, I'll be reading some messages once I have the ability to switch over the screen. And it's 2/3 cups, so we got to add a bit more. It's a lot of cocoa powder. I mean, they are brownies, right? Okay. Sorry, guys, if I'm a bit unorganized. As I mentioned, the time kind of flew and I didn't pay attention to the time. So sorry for that. Otherwise, I would have had all this stuff already prepared and I would have just started by, telling you guys the ingredients. Alrighty, so that's done. Now we got to switch over to the powdered sugar. All right. How much of powdered sugar do we need? Let's see. Powdered sugar, we need half a cup. Where's my half? Here it is. Okay. Half a cup, and here we go. Vicky, are you going to do this one or later?
Later.
Oh. I don't think we needed to sift it, but well, we already got it in here, so we're going to sift it. But the cocoa powder for sure you do need a sift because it will lump. And as I mentioned, you don't want that grainy texture. It happened to me before, and I don't want that to happen again. I think it was your sister who was telling me last time when I made, I can't forget what it was, but it's when I started baking. And she told me, she's like, why does it taste grainy? And I didn't know that. I was supposed to sift the cocoa powder, but I didn't.
I didn't know that either.
Mm-hmm. Because it will lump, and so you don't want those. And those lumps don't get broken up.
I'm not a baker.
Mm.
I wouldn't have known that.
These little things is that that you pick up, they do help a lot. And just so that you guys can see, I'll show you guys the lumps that I'm talking about. I should have shown the cocoa powder lumps, but here you can see. Oops. You can see the lumps that are left behind. So yeah, make sure that you do sift all that stuff. All right. And then one of the last ingredients that we're going to do for dry is going to be salt. Where is the salt? 3 teaspoons, 3/4 teaspoons, not 3 teaspoons, 3/4 teaspoons. And where's my salt? Alrighty, salt, 3/4 teaspoons. But I want to say I will most likely do. Why does it smell like burnt? Oh, maybe, I don't know.
It's not. It's the fabric.
Oh,
That smell will go away.
okay.
It's because it's brand new.
Alrighty, so there's the salt. Those are our dry ingredients, and I want to say that is about it. Now for wet ingredients, we're gonna switch over now to the dry or wet. I'm sorry. All right. Bear with me, folks. I'm almost there. Almost there. I got powdered sugar all over the place. People are gonna think it's some other powdered sugar or some other white powder. I got it all over the computer or the tablet. All right. So we're gonna need 2 eggs, half a cup of extra virgin olive oil or canola, whatever you prefer, and then 2 teaspoons, or I'm sorry, tablespoons of water. So we're gonna do that. So 2 eggs, lightly beaten. And as I mentioned, trying my best to get going. I know it's already, we got 30 minutes already going on the clock. It's already 6:30. I was a bit late. All right. Eggs right there. I need a napkin for the eggs. Eggshells.
But BuzzFeed is saying if you work in real life as a chef.
No, I don't, guys. I am not. Although I would like to, but that's more of a dream. My wife says that I'm a dreamer.
Joel? At least you mind. Debbie's in the middle of a live.
All right, 2 eggs. They're right there. I know what you're looking for. They're right there.
What are you looking for?
She's looking for gummies.
Gummies.
All right, 2 eggs. Next, we need some oil, half a cup. We're going to use this one here, guys. I already spilled like half of it.
Wyoming Yeti is saying he is doing some smoked chorizo and cheese on the Traeger.
Hey, ask Wyoming Yeti. Actually, I'm going to ask him. Wyoming Yeti, now that I see you're here, your winning prize, you never contacted me, so I could never ship that out. But I think everybody's is already shipped out. I know everybody's is shipped out. And it should be arriving either today or tomorrow. So for those of you that won last week, they should be getting in there soon. If not today, as I mentioned, tomorrow at the latest. Alrighty. Splash of vanilla. It says a half a teaspoon, but I'm just going to eyeball it. There we go. That's good enough. And then next, the last thing will be 2 tablespoons of water. Where are my tablespoons? And I already have a measurement for that, but it's 1. All right, there's 1. And we need another one. Alrighty, there we are. Now we just mix all these things. Did I miss anything? No, I want to say that was the last. Just if I want to, we can add some chocolate chip. So Victoria, remind me if towards the end when everything's mixed to add chocolate chip.
Add chocolate chip to the reminder. Have to remind myself.
Oh my. All right. Okay, guys. So I can see everybody now. So I'll be looking at comments pretty soon. This is the first time that my wife is here helping me out. That's nice. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm just happy because you put up my grapes.
That's nice. It's always something. Can't be just, you should have just given that to me. You should have been like, oh, I wanted to help you out.
I wanted to help you out.
Thank you. Jeez. All right, what else? Why did I take out honey? Oh, you took out the honey. You didn't put it back where it belongs.
Yeah.
No.
I put it upside down so the honey could go downwards.
Yeah. Okay. I gotta mix this. Where is my mixer? Little egg beater. Where the heck is it? Oh, you know what? I think I put it in the washer. Did I wash it? Yes, I did. Okay. And what we're gonna do is mix the wet ingredients first, and then we'll go and move on to the putting everything together, guys. So let's see what. Wyoming Yeti, yeah, Instagram is fine. Just send me a message through there. That's more than fine. And just so you guys know, I do have an Instagram profile. So if you guys ever want to message me directly, any kind of information, just message me there on Instagram. I also have a Facebook profile, I think. Do I have a Facebook one? Or is it just Instagram?
Yeah, Facebook, but I think it's.
Well, that's not the, yeah. So I have the Instagram, and I also have a TikTok, actually. So I do have a TikTok. If you guys have any of those platforms, just message me there for any kind of questions, or if you want to talk about cast iron, you can message me there. All right. And I think what I'm going to do is just pour this. Should I pour this or do it backwards? You know what? I totally messed up. I should have mixed that first. Yep, I goofed. I was supposed to mix the wet or the dry ingredients. Too late now.
Am I making you nervous?
No, not at all. I'm nervous because I haven't done this recipe. So yeah, as my wife said, just wing it. That's what I'm doing. That's what makes me nervous. I usually have a plan in my mind when I do these things, and so I should have studied the recipe. I should have gotten all the ingredients. I'm very ill prepared today. I don't know if you guys can tell. That's why we're running a little bit behind. All right. So make sure that you mix your dry and wet ingredients. Preferably mix your dry first and then your wet. And then we're gonna mix it all together. Which way should I go? You know what? I'm gonna go here because I don't want to leave any of that behind. So. Oh my goodness, we got a cloud of chocolate and flour. I can taste it too. All right. So you guys can see the consistency so far. I mean, it hasn't built up to anything, but there we are. Feel like it's not enough, but we'll see. We're just going to continue mixing and pray that it works. This is a recipe I haven't done before. I wanted to try something new, so here we are. I was supposed to test this before making it, but well, a little too late. A little too late now. Feel like it needs more water. Probably doesn't though. Very dry at the moment. Let's see. John, hello, John. Good to see you. Who else? Handsome Stone says 3 equal parts flour, Crisco, veggie oil, and mix well. Brush in. Oh wait, I missed the recipe. I don't know what you guys are talking about. And you know what? We probably should have reserved a bit more water, and we'll do teaspoons, not so much. Like a lot of water. It's always tablespoons or teaspoons that we need to add, especially when it comes to brownies, because the mixture isn't supposed to be very wet. So here we are, just so you guys can see, but I think my consistency needs a bit more water, so we're gonna add just a tinge, possibly a tablespoon to begin with. So we'll use one tablespoon additional. Might have gone overboard on the flour. That's why I like measuring, because sometimes you can pack the cups, you can pack the flour, and you might have issues. So that's one reason why I like weighing out ingredients. Sorry about that, guys. Don't know exactly what happened. Can you just text my sister, Vicky? Okay, thank you. My sister was calling. I know, right? All right. So I don't know why this feels very not grainy, but just dry. Come here, take a look.
Yeah,
Let's see. I mean, I know for a fact that you don't need a lot. Or like it's not very dry. I'm gonna add a bit more olive oil. I think we need a bit more. We're gonna add a bit more olive oil. We did a tablespoon of olive oil, extra olive oil. There we go. So one more, just to be on the safe side. We're not going to do water, but oil instead. And that should help us out. If you guys have any tips about brownie mixtures, I've done one before, but it was never this dry. Let me know what you guys usually do. As I mentioned, I'm not a professional. As some have asked, is this what I do for a living? No, I wish that I knew how to cook professionally, but I am not. I am just a novice. Jimmy Langford says, did you heat the pan before you added the mixture? No, nothing's heated. Yeah, I like using Baker's Joy. And that's what I'm going to be. Actually, it's not Baker's Joy, but it's Pam baking. I like using that. All right. I think that's good enough. That's good enough for me. So we're going to move on now. And we're going to get the pans ready. So as I mentioned, we're doing this and also the eight wedge. Can you guys go upstairs, please? Sorry, guys. All right, I gotta clean this guy. So, Chinese made, but we're still gonna use it. I haven't done anything with it, so I do gotta give it a rinse before we use it. Gotta wash it. So here we go. Just cut the tag off. Gotta give it a quick rinse. So bear with me, guys, and I'll show you guys the pan in a minute. All right. All right, we're going to be using a dishcloth just so that we don't leave a bunch of lint behind if we use a paper towel. And I usually like using paper towels, but this is a new pan and it doesn't have any coats of seasoning. And as I mentioned, this seasoning is just, or the texture is just very rough. And I know whatever kind of paper towel that I try to use is just going to leave a whole a linty mess behind, and I don't want to do that. So especially since we're going to be using it right now and making brownies. Oh, forgot to mention we actually have to preheat the oven, which I haven't done so, to 325. So let me do that really quickly. And 325 is the temperature we're looking for. All right, guys. All right, got to move some stuff around. Of course, there's a cast iron pan in the oven. Why wouldn't there be? All right, here we go. Now let's see. Lurk on the edges looking for batter to lick. Yeah. Fuzzy T Fork says, when I was raising kids by myself, I noticed they were good when they were sleeping. Yeah, seriously. And it's funny because they love to stay in their room. They love to be alone. But when there's an important call or there's something going on, they love to come down and run around. They do that to my wife all the time. She's usually on a phone call, a business call, and then they start screaming their heads off. They just go crazy. And my wife says it all the time. She's like, it's like you guys know that you guys shouldn't be loud, but yet you guys know I'm on a phone call. And so sometimes she has to step out, or she has to go outside to get away from them because they can get crazy. Let's just put it that way. But usually they're not this crazy. I think that's the first time you guys pretty much hear them running around during a live. But here we are. And this was something that I received from my sister. She is moving as well. And I saw it when I was helping her move. And I asked her, I said, hey, what are you going to be doing with that? Obviously, still had a tag. And she's like, I've had that for years. Don't even remember where I bought it. But she said, you could have it if you want it. And I'm like, sure, because it comes with this base. This base is pretty nice. Actually, good quality. The wood is actually very nice. One thing that I will say, and this isn't to bash on Lodge or anything of that nature, but the wood trivets from Lodge, they're just rough. They're not finished. This here actually very soft. Not soft, but smooth texture. No splinters. You're not going to get any splinters from this wood. But from the one from Lodge, I don't know why they don't finish it. They don't put any kind of coat on it. This does look like it has a coating, probably clear coat on it just to seal the wood. I like that. So that's one of the reasons that I asked her for this pan, and she was more than happy to give it to me. So we're going to be using that today. And then this was just a score that I had from, I want to say maybe a few, maybe 3 to 4 months ago. I can't recall exactly. I'm right now all over the place, guys. But pretty cool. BSNR skillet. This is the 6 wedge, so we're going to be using that as well. And let me just grab my Pam that I like using, and I'll show you guys what I like to use to prevent any of this stuff from getting stuck to the pan itself. So if you guys have used Baker's Joy, great stuff. I like it, but I don't like how it feels very synthetic to me versus Pam. And I'm not sponsored by Pam. I mean, I like using it, but these are just little tips that I have for you guys. This works way better than Baker's Joy. So if you haven't tried Pam, I do recommend it. And this is just their baking one with flour. So that's one thing that I like, is that it has flour in the spray itself. And it does release so much better than Baker's Joy. And as I mentioned, not sponsored or endorsed by them whatsoever. So I'm just throwing that out there just because I've used it and it works great. Okay, forgot to rinse the BSNR. So just rinse that one. Now I got to dry it real quick. And then we'll get going, guys. And then that way I can talk with you guys and see what's going on in the community and chat a little bit. Hogwild says, I would have preheated the pan in the oven so it won't stick. Hot pan plus cold oil equals no stick. I've heard that with cornbread, but I haven't tried it. And that's the way I actually make cornbread. I get the pans preheated in the oven and it works great. But I've had no issues so far, but you guys might be onto something. Maybe I'll do that. So actually, that sounds like a good tip. Why not? We'll give it a shot. We'll put it in the oven, preheat it along with the oven itself, and then place in the batter, the brownie batter. And then for now, we can just um, chat a little bit about cast iron cookware. And if you guys have any questions for me, feel free to put those in the chat, and I will be reading those right now. All right, so putting these in the oven. Here we are. Okay, don't want to burn myself. There we go. Okay, guys, so let me see what's going on in the chat. Abraham Wu says, what's the stainless pot with the handle on the stove? That is actually a kettle. It is a percolator, I guess you could call it that. It's for coffee. So I love coffee, so this is where I make my coffee. And some coffee, this is where I make my coffee. And it's about 12 cups. Works great. Just a no-name brand. But yeah, it's my coffee. I brewed it this morning. And I will most likely heat up some coffee. Actually, I probably should heat up some coffee. Coffee sounds good right now. I'll heat it up for some brownies later, for the brownies later. But yeah, we got some coffee there. So, and if you guys haven't used a percolator, I like it a lot. I've used all kinds of stuff, and so far I've liked that over the French press. I've liked it over just we used to have a Keurig. We used to use that all the time. We even had the Nespresso machine. That was great. But I like simple coffee. Sometimes I just like the old school stuff. So I grabbed that percolator, and it has a little cup for filtering. I'll show you guys in a minute. So you guys can filter brew your coffee, and you put your coffee grounds in there. And what I like to do is I like going to Costco, and since they sell coffee there, you can get your own coffee there at Costco, or any for that matter. Just make sure that it's ground for percolator, because it does have settings on that machine, and you can set it to a coarser ground coffee rather than a thinner, like you usually see from Starbucks. If you guys buy Starbucks coffee, it's very fine, so it can go through these small little holes. So you can still do it, but in that case, you can grab a coffee filter, put the coffee filter in here, and then brew your coffee. That's sometimes what I do. But either way, you get great tasting coffee, and I love it. So it's better than Starbucks, to be honest. Just not that I'm saying that I make better coffee than they do, but it has a different taste. I don't know exactly how to describe it, but it's amazing. So I got hooked onto it. Fuzzy T Fork says, coffee at the break of dawn until I finally go to bed. Yeah. Charles, please make recipe using Lodge 8-inch skillet. Okay, yes, I can. Uh, John, oh, hello, John. I don't know if I said hi. Oh, chocolate chips next. Oh, yeah, thank you, for Jim 44 for that. I need to grab the chocolate chips, which I should. It does say semi-sweet, so we'll go with Ghirardelli. I think that's what I have. I have some, yeah, most likely go with this stuff. So we'll go with Ghirardelli, and we'll put that there so I don't forget. Let's see what else. Papa Dan says, forgot to say that I still can't read comments because they are too small for my eyes. Hope the gang is doing well. Yes, I think everybody's saying hi, Papa Dan. Thank you for joining us today. We appreciate you being here and all the support that you provide to the cast iron community. We appreciate that. Rick says he was a mischief when he was growing up. I think we all were. I got in so much trouble when I was younger. Papa Dan says, nice kitchen. Thank you. Uh, Fuzzy T Fork says, when the kids are quiet, then they are sick. So noisy kids are better to have around. I agree. That, or if you have quiet kids, they're up to something. And that's usually the case. So you should always be aware if you have kids and they're quiet, they're probably doing something they shouldn't be doing. Cynthia says, I will be getting Pam tomorrow for Easter baking. Thank you, Luis. Yeah. And I'm not trying to, say, oh, this is the best stuff, but it's worked for me. I've used this numerous times and I've never had any issues. When I showcased the last baking video, which was the fluted cake pan in the lodge, that was using just this, and I did not preheat my pan at all. I just sprayed the fluted cake pan, poured in the batter, and it just slid out perfectly. So no sticking whatsoever. And I like it, as I mentioned, because it does have flour in it. So there's flour in the baking spray. Let's see. Hogwild says, I have a board like that, was in the auction lot. I won. I'll have to see if it fits my BSNR. Yep. And I'm sure and the other reason why I wanted it was for this board, because I haven't tested it yet, but I'm sure this board is going to fit some other skillets that I have. So I'll most likely be using this as a placement to put on the table for my 10 1/4 inch or 8-inch pans. Maybe even if it fits another size, we'll use that as well. So I think this is one of the reasons why I liked it. But I think that's one of the reasons why I asked my sister for it. Let's see what else. What else do we have? When I was raising my kids, oh, I think I read that one. Hogwild says that he always adds an extra egg to his cornbread to make it stick together better. I haven't tried that, and maybe I should try that. Hello, Charles. Cynthia says he done get more bougie since he moved. It's coffee now. It's the muddy water. Oh yeah, muddy water. Sorry, Cynthia. Sorry. Yes, I don't want to be bougie. It is muddy water. That would be awesome. The Lodge Duck one. Let's see. I have the Lodge 8 skillet, but I don't know what to cook in it. Oh, okay. The number 8, or so the 8-inch. I'm sure you're talking about the 8-inch. Yeah, I can. I'll feature the smaller pans. Actually, that's a good idea. I haven't really featured any of the smaller pans, so I might consider using a number 6 or an 8-inch pan. Next show, we might consider doing maybe another baking video or just cooking with it. Maybe doing a frittata. I've been thinking about doing frittatas or a quiche, something of that nature. I haven't tried any of that stuff, and I want to try new recipes. So might consider doing something like that, or maybe even just bake a small cake with the 8-inch pans. Yeah, and you can do many things. You can even do in the 8-inch pans. You can bake a lot of small, small portion desserts. So if you want to do cinnamon rolls, you could probably fit 4, maybe even 5 in there, depending on the size of the cinnamon rolls. Biscuits, that's a great pan for biscuits. Also, I would recommend that. What else can you try? Banana bread, cornbread, and if you don't want to do any of that, as I mentioned, you can do quiches or a frittata. They're great also for pancakes. So if you want to do pancakes, I feel like the smaller pans work great for pancakes. So you can put in a good amount of pancake batter in there and just pretty much fill up the edges, and then flip them over, and you get perfectly round pancakes. Just make sure that you use a rubber spatula to get in there. Also, you can do sear a good sized steak. Well, I'll be honest, if it's just you, yeah, definitely you can use it for steaks or any kind of searing, whether it's chicken breast or steaks or fish. Those 8-inch pans will be useful for many applications. So whatever you decide to make, I'm sure it'll turn out great, especially if it's a Lodge. As I mentioned, Lodge does great with their cookware. You don't necessarily need anything fancy. As I mentioned, I am using a Chinese made piece of cast iron cookware, which does feel extremely rough, but I can almost guarantee that it will work really well. And once we bake the brownies and they come out, I'm hoping that they're going to just pop right out. If not, then I'll have to eat my own words. But that's my theory, is that it will work just as great as any other cookware, whether it's the Lodge manufacturer or the higher end brands too. It'll work just as great. Papa Dan says, Luis, see that you have a new Lodge cornbread skillet. Do you have either BSNR and A piece? No. Papa Dan, that one is actually a Chinese made, but I do have the Lodge 8-inch wedge, or I'm sorry, the 8 wedge pan. I have a vintage. I also have a BSNR 8-inch, and then I have this small one, which is a 6 wedge BSNR cornbread skillet. And I have some other ones. I have the cornbread pans that have the corn. I have some of those. I haven't really used them as frequently. I've used them a handful of times. I think when I made chili for my family, I used those pans instead of the wedges. My dad loved it. He said those were great, which was surprising because he's never had cornbread, and well, he's had cornbread, but not you know not very frequent, and he hasn't really had chili either. So for him, it was a new experience, and he loved it. So I was grateful for that. And just so you guys know, my dad is Hispanic. We're Mexican, and so that's why I'm saying that uh, he hasn't really had any cornbread or any of that, especially here in this part of the country. It is harder to find cast iron cookware on this part, and we don't have any of the southern food, so it's harder to find the cornbread mixes. It's harder to find things of that like okra. It's hard to find. I know that okra is a big ingredient in the South. I don't know how many of you like it, but I have a friend that loves okra, and I never even knew about it until later, and I didn't know it was a Southern thing. But yeah, I haven't tried okra, so maybe it's something that I should give it a go. We'll see. Maybe make some fried okra. I've seen recipes, but as I mentioned, I haven't tried it myself. Also, one of the dishes that I haven't tried is a the ham, like a ham hock with the collard greens. I haven't had that either, which is kind of shameful. I should have already made something like that, but that's something that I will be making soon. And I keep saying that, but because I've said it to my friend, not necessarily friend, but brother, just you know, talking, and talking, and I feel like we're not getting anywhere right now, and I feel like this might not be something you guys want to see. So hopefully you guys are still enjoying this. Jimmy Langford says, confession, I made collard greens. I want to make cornbread and no cornmeal. I was in a panic. The only thing I had was my wife's Jiffy mix. Yuck, my truck is on the show. Okay. Yeah. I I've seen the Jiffy mix. I have not tried the Jiffy mix. So I don't know. Corey Clark says number 8 is the best or the most common cast iron skillet. Yep. Yes, it is. Yeah, Jimmy, time to use that thumb and hitch a ride to get the cornmeal. I have a lot of cornmeal. I haven't used it very often. Sometimes I'll be honest, guys. Sometimes when it comes to cornbread, I'll use either a something that's already prepared, one of the box mixes. But I've used the Lodge one a lot. since they sent me over a bunch of their cornbread mixes. So I've used theirs a lot, and I've only made it from scratch maybe like 4 or 5 times. So and one time I used cornmeal that was like a cornmeal mix, or I'm sorry, a cornbread mix that was gluten free, which it wasn't a hit with my family. They did not like it, but I was like, well, let's see what this is about. We'll give it a try just to see if gluten tastes any better. But nobody liked it, to be honest. And I'm not, if there's those of you that can't have any kind of gluten, and I get it. So Cynthia says we're enjoying it. Thank you, Cynthia. Hogwild says I make Jiffy mix all the time. I just add an extra egg and it worked great. Yeah, I haven't. I'll be honest, guys. I haven't tried Jiffy, so I have used Bob's Red Mill. I've used that one. I've used the one from Lodge, and I've used I think it was King Arthur. They sent me some stuff. I don't recall if they have one or not, but it might have been theirs. It might have been someone else. Papa, Papa Dan, good to see that you're still here. Fried okra only for me. Yeah, as I mentioned, I haven't had any fried okra. Fuzzy T Fork says, can't wait to have a girlfriend so we can have a TV dinner by candlelight. Yeah, that sounds like fun. I have a wife and kids, but it does become harder once you have kids, I'll be honest. But enjoy when you guys start dating, enjoy that time together. And if you guys have the ability to cook, then I would suggest cooking. Going out seems great, and once in a while there's nothing wrong with going out to dinner, especially during special occasions. But I want to say that you can make more memories by cooking a home cooked meal than going out all the time. So I do recommend that you guys give cooking a go. But with that being said, let me check on the pans themselves. I think we're just about there. I do have a thermometer here since my oven does not have it's not digital. So it looks like we're at about 250 at the moment. So I think we're going to give it a bit more time. Mercy B, Jiffy is good with cream corn. Hey, Joel, what's going on? Oh, thank you, Joel. My son here is just staring at me. Nice. Thank you. Oh, Jimmy Langford says try white lily cornbread mix and self-rising flour. Oh God, I really want to. I've seen the ads all over Instagram, but I haven't been able to get white lily over here in the West Coast. So I think I might have to jump online and see if I can get some shipped over to me. But I haven't been able to find anything at the stores. I don't know if they sell it at the stores actually, but I've been looking at at the grocery stores that I go to, and I've had no luck. So, but I'm hopeful. I'm hoping that I can find something, and I do want to give White Lily a try. I do. I see a lot of their stuff all the time on ads and Instagram as well. Okay. Oh, you know what? I forgot to mix this with the spatula, so we're gonna do that right now since we're here. I haven't used this one yet, so we're gonna give this one a go. I have my Lodge spatula here. This is the naked and covered in oil spatula. I don't know why, guys. This feels like it's really, really dry. Still feel like I need more. It's just probably me. So I have a question for you guys. What is the consistency of the batter when you guys make us brownies from scratch? Let me know in the comments. As I mentioned, I've used another recipe with my son. He helped me bake it, and it turned out great. But I haven't done this specific one yet, so not very certain of how the consistency is supposed to be, and so I'm kind of second guessing myself at the moment. But Oh, goodness, I feel like it needs a bit more water. Clean this. We're going to do a tablespoon of water. Hopefully that helps a bit. We're at an hour and 10 minutes. Well, an hour actually, because we started about 6:10 this evening. And I know it's a weeknight, guys, so bear with me. I know that, as I mentioned, I am falling a bit behind. I was hoping that by this time I would be finished, or at least with the mixture in the oven already, but it is taking me a bit longer. And nobody to blame but myself. Sorry, guys. Hog Wild says, mine isn't that thick. I'd add a little milk to it. Well, maybe, yeah, that's a good idea. Add some milk. So just so you guys can see, this is about what we're working with. Cynthia says, okay, I'm back. Had to go out, lock the tool shed. Oh, okay. Thank you, Cynthia, for joining us once again. Appreciate that. Pretty thick. Yeah, see, I don't know, guys. Maybe we should add a bit of milk. Oh, yeah, Friday. This Friday is Good Friday, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. Okay. Well, this is what the recipe stated. So I don't know. Let me see. Let me take a look at the recipe one more time, guys. Unless I missed something. 2/3 cup of cocoa powder. 1.5 cups of granulated sugar. Half a cup of powdered sugar. I feel like I did something wrong. 2 large eggs. Half a cup of. You know what? I think what it is that I used a measuring cup for dry ingredients versus the wet ingredients. So maybe it had to do with the oil, because there is a difference now that I think about it. I didn't use the measuring cup for wet ingredients. There is a difference, just so that you guys know. Little tip there. Yeah, measuring cups for dry ingredients are different than the ones for wet ingredients. So that could be one of the mistakes that I've made at the moment. This is starting to look a little bit better with just a little bit of oil that I've added. But I think my oven is ready. So what we're going to do is we're going to start scooping it in and putting it into the wedge pans. And hopefully it works. So here we go, guys. We're going to get going, get moving. All right. Here we go. Gotta grab my gloves. All right, we have the Chinese made wedge pan here. Oh, forgot to spray it with oil. We'll do that right now. Spray it with some Pam. All right, there we are. I don't know how this is going to work because it doesn't look like it's going to work. We'll see how, if they turn into rocks, they're going to look like little turds. I hope they don't. Joel. Joel thinks it's hilarious.
Why do you laugh like that?
All right.
That's kind of fake laughing.
All right. So here we go. Here's one. Two. I got it online. I should have. It was the top rated one.
Oh, was it?
It was, but I don't even know, to be honest. I've used other ones. I think Izel had a recipe from one of his books that he checked out over at school, and we did the brownies, and they turned out great. And I was gonna do that one because it was very simple, but I couldn't find it.
I also shared some with my brothers.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Remember, my brothers was lucky.
All right. Once we put in the brownie mixture, we're gonna try our best to even it out. Although Hog Wild Huey, I do appreciate that little tip because I feel like it's working better here to spread out in the wedge pan versus if the pans were cold. So I think we're gonna leave it at that. That looks good to me. Let me show you guys what I'm working with. Get some of this excess oil off so I don't get my gloves all dirty. But here we go. So you guys can see, I think it turned out pretty good. And then I think that's good enough. I don't think we need to add more scoops into that one. So we're gonna set this guy off to the side right here on the stovetop. We're gonna get the little guy out. The little BSNR. Spray that one as well. Another reason why I like the Pam spray is that it smells great. It does. It smells good. It smells like it does. It smells like pastry. And the Baker's Joy smells very synthetic. And I don't want to hate on that company, but I don't know what they put in it. It does not smell good. I prefer smelling the Baker's, or not the Baker's Joy. I prefer smelling the Pam versus the Baker's Joy. And I'm not trying to be a hater or anything of that nature, but as I mentioned, this one works great. So that's why I've stuck with that one with the Pam. The 6 wedge pan is a bit smaller, so I don't know, but it does seem a little bit taller. So I don't know if it's going to work equally as well, but I'm hoping it does. Got to scoop the rest. I got a little bit left, and I got one more wedge to fill. How am I going to get this off the spatula? I have to scrape it. There we go. We barely managed to have enough. That was like a perfect portion. And as I mentioned, thank you, Huey, for that tip. That actually helped out a lot. So I think from now on, when I do brownies, I'm probably going to be doing that. And cornbread. I mean, I do it like that with cornbread, but that's different. And I know that Cast Iron Chaos likes doing a lot of his baking when he does cakes. He will preheat the cookware he uses, and I've never tried that, but he will stand by that, and he says that it works great, and I believe it. I'm sure it does because this right now preheating these pans for this brownie mixture, it looks like it's going to work great. Now, whether my brownie mixture is going to turn out good or not, that's a whole different story. I was about to grab that pan without any gloves. That would have been terrible. All right, just so you guys can see, that was enough for those two pans. So, and just so you guys see the BSNR as well. Tried to smooth it out as much as I could, but here we got the 6 wedge BSNR pan. There we go. A little bit better. Maybe use my spatula to fix that one. Don't like how that one looks. All right. And let's place these in there and I'll see what it does recommend for time. I haven't checked actually. Put it in the center one. Put this one in the center as well. Okay. And there they are. What time is it? 7:20, my time, 7:20. Okay. I have to check the time on that, but I want to say about 20 minutes. So if you guys can bear with me for 20 minutes, then you guys can see the finished product. I know most of you work, so if you guys cannot stay, then I won't be upset or anything of that nature. But one thing I will ask is, should I continue the live, or should we end it there and then just post a video, a short video of those little wedge brownies? Let me know. What do you guys think? You guys still want to hang out for another 20, 25 minutes? Let's see. What does it say? 325. Bake for 40 to 40. Oh yeah, 40 to 48 minutes. So looks like we're gonna have to cut it short, guys. And shoot, I am. Forgive me, guys. Yeah, 40 to 48 minutes. That's another hour. By the time we're done, that's gonna be super late. Yeah, so 40 to 48 minutes, guys. That's what the instructions say for this bake time. Continue, guys. Let's see. Jimmy Langford says, yes, I agree. Luis has a dream kitchen, dreams and hard work. Good job, Luis. Continue. Thank you, Jimmy Langford. Cynthia says, take your time, Luis. Don't ruin it for we patient ones. Continue, says John. Thank you, John. Mercy B, yes, let's hang out. Okay. Let me know, what do you guys want to see? Any vintage pieces? I mean, the cast iron rack that I have is available to showcase anything. I have a lot of stuff, a lot of vintage cookware. For those of you that are here that haven't really seen any or want to know about some cast iron cookware, let me know. We can talk about it while this cooks or bakes. Because yeah, 40. So that I want to say by 8 o'clock we should be ready. Because yeah, 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock my time. Corey Clark says, tour of your kitchen. Kitchen is a mess at the moment since I took a bunch of stuff out. But I think I do have a video, right? Yeah, I do. Last live, I did post a video or showcase the kitchen. Rick says, keep going. Let's talk iron until it's ready or about your move. Anything. We don't get to hang out without us. All right. Oh, one thing about the stove, since Val's Black Cat's Rule asked, the stove, I've actually noticed that it works really well. I do like the heat setting. So every single burner on that stove is the same. None of them are different. There's no large, medium sized, or a small burner. They're all the same size. So it has 5 burners, and it does have a dual burner element in it. So it has a smaller one in the middle and the larger ring on the outside. And when you kick it on, it turns on both of them. And then if you go a little bit further down, there's a setting where you can just use the smaller version, the smaller one, and it works great. And that one's good for simmering, which that function I didn't have with my other stove. Now the other stove was a 36-inch, so I do miss the size on that. But this one here is a 30. It is a bit smaller, but I haven't really noticed a big difference, especially because the way the burners are set. I love it because it doesn't matter where I put my pans, whether it's a small pan or a big pan, I can put it anywhere and it's going to work just as great. So that's one of the benefits of this stove over the older one that I have. But I do miss that other one, and I wish I could have brought it over. It's just with the amount of time I had and everything, I didn't have enough time to do any modifications to the kitchen. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, and I know that Rick likes to make or tease me about the oven door. Yes, this one does have an oven door. The other one did not. We had to buy that, huh, Vicky?
Gotta buy it separate.
Yeah, we did have to buy the door separate. But thankfully, this one does come with a door. Rick, I know he's always teasing me. Rick's always like, "Oh, look, Lois has a door," and I'm like, "Yeah, this one does have a door." Val's, I hear little voices. Yeah, my kids are eating, and
Can't wait to have you there.
oh, you're excited for brownies?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, kids are running around. Val's says those double burners rock. Yeah, I agree. I like it a lot. The other thing is that it actually works really well, and I do like that a lot. So just so you guys can see the stovetop, I will move the camera so you guys can take a look at that. So as I said, every single one is a double burner. The function here is that both of these kick on, and if I want, I can have that smaller one simmer my either whether it's a coffee or any other something that requires a slow cook. It does so, and it does it really well. So I like that a lot. TN says, how much did you spend on this stove? The stove was on sale. Original price was $5,500, and I got it for how much was it, Vicky? 25.
Oh my goodness. Is that how much?
Yeah, we got it for 2,500. So I still think we got a deal, and I don't mind the price since we kind of worked some things out to where it wasn't going to be that expensive. So it was somewhat of a yes, it was a splurge because it was a splurge. The home that this is a new build, but the home did come with the stove, and it came with also a microwave oven that was filtering out the air. But I didn't like that, so I got rid of the microwave oven, and I put in a what do you call these? The hood vents, and then I put a stainless steel um, backsplash, and then I did the stove, which, as I mentioned, I like the stove. The little nice little. I mean, this is just show off, I guess, but it's a cool little light that you can turn on here. But I mean, that's sometimes I forget that it even has that, and honestly, I don't use it. It's just a little thing. The only thing that I do like about it that I haven't tried yet is that it does have a rotisserie. So if I want to do any kind of rotisserie chicken, I can, and it has the motor here, and it came with the blade or the connection to put your turkey or chicken, whatever it is that you like. You can put it in there, and you can do rotisserie chicken in this oven, which was a little plus. But other than that, it's so far it's worked great. I've had no issues, and I like it a lot. So if you guys are looking for a new stove, the Forno brand, I think it's made in Canada. So if you guys are interested in that, you guys can check that out. But pretty awesome. I like it. One thing that I will say is that it can scratch easily versus the Z line that I had. The Z line was better at hiding scratches. It did have a finish where it was brushed stainless steel versus this, which is not. This is more of a polished stainless steel. So I'm trying to be as careful as I can to not scratch it because obviously it's a new stove. and I want to take care of it since I like cooking a lot and I enjoy my little things here and there that I own. Actually, I have a lot of stuff that I own, but anyway, that's the stove there. Kitchen. The only thing that I did with the kitchen is just add these brass knobs or copper knobs. Other than that, as I said, it's pretty standard stuff. Nothing too fancy, guys. We got I want to say our home is a very modest home, right, Vicky?
Very modest.
That's my refrigerator. Little cool thing about the refrigerator is I got this for a very good price. It was a return and it was damaged. So that's the damage there. And I got it on clearance. So, and this door opens up for you. That's what those little sensors are for. Makes opening the refrigerator so much easier, especially for the kiddos. But little things, we try our best to be, how do you say it? We don't like to spend a lot, but yes, we like nice things, guys. We like nice things, but we try our best to be, yeah, what is it? Frugal? We like deals. So the only reason I bought this stove was because it was on sale, and I did get it from Lowe's. So otherwise, I believe me, guys, I wouldn't be spending 5,000 on a stove. That's a lot of money, and I'm sure most of you would agree that $5,000 is a lot of money for a stove. What happened? Oh, here we go. All right, let's see. Any cast iron questions? Let's see. Oh, I know. Do we have ice cream? I don't think we do, huh? Ice cream would be good for those brownies. Let me see, actually. That's a good idea. I didn't even think about that. Oh, we do. I remember. I forgot I bought vanilla ice cream.
You did?
I did.
Is it the good one or the gross one?
No, it's the good one. The gross one was the one. I don't know what you bought, but that one was gross.
Oh, I didn't know that there was such a thing as gross ice cream.
That ice cream was super sugary. My wife bought it some ice cream. I don't know what flavor it was. I think it was a new flavor, but it was bad. Jimmy Langford says, in case you missed it, you can order White Lily online from everywhere. HEB is a Texas grocer here. They started having it last year, so I'm very happy. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got to check them out online then. As I mentioned, I've looked everywhere here and I haven't been able to find anything. So I'm hoping that I can find, I do want to try White Lily, whether it's their flour or any of their other products that they sell. I want to try it. Let's see, what else do we have? Rick says, I don't mind the prices since the wifey's paying. Seriously. Yeah, my wife, she's the boss. She's making the bank. She makes bank. Yeah, she takes care of me. Let's just put it that way. Hogwild says, do you have any Scotch bowls? I just restored a 3 and a 5, both gate marked. No, I've been looking into the Scotch bowls. Actually, Hogwild, I have a question. What do you use the Scotch bowls for? Because is it just like bean pots, or how would you use those? I don't have an idea on what to do with those, other than maybe possibly stews or something of that nature. But not really sure. If you have anything, let me know. If you have any information. Oh, somebody asked. Somebody asked how many BTUs. I want to say they are. Shoot, I don't want to throw numbers out there, but I know it's a high number of BTU. Let me see if I can find it. I thought I had a information specs on it, but I might not. No, I don't have it here. Let me see if I can pull it up. I know it's a high BTU output because you can use a wok. Oh, speaking of woks, Cast Iron Chaos did great with his live yesterday. It does come with a wok ring. That's actually another thing that it came with, was the wok ring. So yeah, you can actually use a wok on this. I mean, I'll turn it on just so you guys can see how crazy the burner is. But here we go. Which one's that one? That was the back one. Let's do the front one. I mean, that is a very high flame, and you feel the heat. I mean, that is hot. But yeah, you can go down and you can use a little one. But I mean, that gets hot. And the wok ring, you can place it anywhere. So I do have the wok ring, and I can use it as a wok. Or I can use a wok on this stove, but I have not done so yet. Here, let's take a look at the brownies, and hopefully nothing is going to spill over because this is the first time that I use this oven, and I don't want to clean up any burnt brownie on the bottom of this oven, which I think it's doing great. And you know what? As I said, Hog Wild, thank you for that tip. It looks like it's doing great. Although I do want to say that maybe some of these are they are not portioned correctly, so some are larger than the others. But either way, I think we're doing great so far. Oh, if you guys saw my video, I did use my Field Company number 8 for breakfast the other day, and I had that video. I finally got a chance to upload it, but I wasn't sure whether I wanted to use this pan or not, but I did. And I figured, you know what? I can't just have this and not use it. I had to use it. So that was, I used it the other day, as I said, for breakfast, and it did great. So, and that's what it looks like after cooking all that stuff that I cooked on it, and it looks great. Turned out great. No mishaps with the seasoning. One of the companies, one of the modern companies, Smithy, you will notice that it just seasoning has to take time to build up. So if you guys have a Smithy, it will take time for that to season properly or to get that darker patina that most of you are used to. But one of the things that I like about Field Company is the fact that it does season really, really well. You don't have to do much work to it. And actually, I have a question for Hogwild. Do you have any Field Company? I don't recall if I saw. I know you have a Stargazer and a Smithy, but I wasn't sure if you have a Field Company. If so, Hogwild, I could probably send you a spare cast iron skillet that I have, possibly one of the Wheat Crest. I do have, I think, a spare Wheat Crest Field Company. It's one of their Kickstarter Field Company skillets. So if anything, I have 3 or 4 of those now. So I can spare one and send one over to you. But let me know if you would like one of the Field Company skillets. Don't know if you have one. Oh, he does. Oh, my Lancaster Field and Stargazers have done great so far. Okay, so you do have one. Yeah, so I have seen that Huey has been doing some videos on the modern stuff, and one of the ones that he had trouble with was the Smithy. And as I mentioned, it does take time to season the Smithies. They work great, though. I do like those a lot. Smells something burning. Is it? Let's see. What is it? Nope, nothing is spilled over. I'm praying that nothing spills over. That would not be good. All right, back to you guys. Do you guys want to see any cast iron? Let me know. Val's Black Hat Rule says a hubby who cooks is worth the stove he likes. Thank you. That's what I told my wife, and she agrees. So she does like the fact that I cook for her, and I love cooking. So if I could, man, I would have switched over to cooking or culinary when I was younger, but I finally found what I like, and it's cooking, especially with cast iron cookware. I'll throw in some videos in there with stainless steel or copper once in a while, but mostly I'll stick with cast iron, even enameled stuff, and that's what I like a lot. I did move away from. I started cooking with nonstick, but as I gained more information, more knowledge about that, I switched over to cast iron, and once I did, I mean, I got hooked. And you guys can tell if you guys have seen the cast iron rack that I have. That thing it's a lot. Yeah, I was gonna do Val's Black Cat's Rule. I was gonna do a aluminum sheet pan underneath those, so in case anything did spill over, I wouldn't have anything on the bottom of the oven. But I figured I was like, no, I think it's fine. Although I do kind of regret not doing that right now. But either way, it's fine. It doesn't look like we're going to have any mishaps. At least I hope so. Yeah, Hogwild says, yes, I have the Field 10 and a Lancaster. Corey Clark says, when the smoke detector goes off, they are done. Correct. Cynthia says, it was my morning rush to see Huey in that skillet. I had so much fun. Awesome. Did you guys meet in person, or was it his video that he posted? Let's see, what else do we have? Thank you for the offer. If you are ever looking for any vintage iron, let me know. I'll keep an eye out if I do not already have it. Thank you, Huey. I appreciate that. Yes, I will most likely let you know if I need something or if I want something. Not that I need anything, but in case I might want something. One thing that I wanted to ask was, Huey, what are the Scotch bowls for, or anybody for that matter? Guys, do you guys know what the Scotch bowls were used for? Let me know in the comments. While we're waiting, let me pick up some of my stuff. That way my kitchen doesn't look so unorganized. Let's see, what else do we have? I think they're getting close to being done. We are about, yeah, 325. We hit about the 325 in the oven. I can tell because I do have a thermometer inside. So I think we're doing good. Let's see, maybe I can take one out and see how that's doing. Put a toothpick in it. Or actually, I have the cake tester here. We'll see how it does. If so, we can possibly pull one out. Let's see. The 8 wedge one looks like it's close to being done. Also, I don't want to over bake these because I've done that before and that was a whole disaster in itself because they were like rocks. Yeah, you know what? I think they're done. Let's see this one here. Yeah, nothing stuck to both of these. So I think they're ready. Let's pull these out. I think the fact that I preheated the pans helped out a lot in cutting the time. Although I will say that I don't think these are going to come out nicely. We're going to wait for these to cool a bit before I try to take one out. We're going to leave them in the pans for about 10 minutes and then we'll try and get one out. But just so I can show you guys what they look like, here we go. And I did put the cake tester on that and it looks great. What do you think? No, they're brownies, Joel. Oh my goodness, I totally forgot the chocolate chip. I just thought about it right now. Here is the Chinese 8 wedge pan. What are you doing, Isel? Okay. Joel, you guys need to go upstairs. Stop messing around. Yeah, see, this is one of the reasons why I was excited for this. I think this is pretty cool. Just set it here. We're going to get ready for some ice cream. Isel, are you taking your sister's food? My goodness, child. Ay, ay, ay. All right. So we're going to let those cool for about 10 minutes and then we'll check it out. We're going to leave that there. So let me continue reading some comments. We're going to take a closer look at this here so you guys can see. I don't know if you can see. Trying to adjust the camera here, guys. There we are. Great. think that's pretty successful if I do so say myself. But we're gonna let that cool a bit. Actually, let's transfer the other one so we can see it here as well. Let's move this guy too. And I do need something to put this on. Turn this guy off. There we go. Yeah, the preheating the skillets helped out a lot. So it did cut the baking time a lot. And just so you guys can see what I saw when I put the cake tester in, we're gonna poke one of these so you guys can see. Here we go. Nothing on it. So yeah, they're ready for sure. All right. As I mentioned, we're just gonna let these cool. Actually, I have to test this one. Yeah, see, came out clean. If I believe it's done. I'm sure it is. And I don't know if you guys have had that problem where sometimes you over bake and they turn out to be like rocks. That's happened to me before, and obviously not very pleasant. Rick says they look great. Thank you. Val's Black Cat Rule says, spoken like a true home cook. Forgot the chips. Correct. I mean, for goodness sakes, I had them right in front of me, and I totally forgot to throw them in. Of course, why wouldn't I? Rick says, eat the evidence quick. I know, right? Oh my goodness, my when I made the chocolate chip pancakes for my kiddos, my little one, my youngest, she snuck and just grabbed the whole bag of chocolate chips that I had for the pancakes, and she took a handful until I caught her. But she was being very quiet. I mean, it was in the corner of my eye that I caught her, but and then she was just laughing the whole time. After that, I was like, you know what, it's fine. You outsmarted me. I'm gonna let you get away with it. Let's see. Oh, put them on the top now. Let them melt. Oh, I know. I don't know. I feel like if I add the chocolate chip now, it might not be as great. I wish I would have added them. I totally forgot. Val's Black Cat Roll says dry brownies soak up more ice cream. Yeah, and I'm sure they taste better, or I'm sure that they would taste great with ice cream, especially when they're dry. Let's see. Hogwild said Scotch bowls or Scott bowls, Scott or Scotch, were made for porridge originally because you had to constantly stir it. Oh, okay. That actually is interesting. I did not know that. It's awesome. The seasoning came off. Oh my goodness. Cynthia. Let's see. What else have you guys said here? To eat the evidence. Oh yeah, I read that one already. Scotch bowls were used for thick Scotch broth, barley soup, and porridge. Oh, okay, that's good to know. Thank you. Oh my goodness, how do you pronounce that? Chilkoot. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Are you in the California area? Because I know there's a I don't know if it's a county. It might be a county here in California with that similar spelling. Jimmy Langford says, Louise, can you do a live on any of bread you on any of the bread you make? I'm starting to get into more bread making. Yeah, I can actually. Val's Black Cat Roll says Alton Brown has a great brownie recipe. I should have checked his I like Alton Brown. I actually follow him on Instagram. Cynthia Wesley, do you have a Scotch bowl? No, I don't actually, Cynthia. That's probably the only one the only pieces that I don't have. I do have waffle irons, I have presses, I have country kettles, but I don't have a Scotch bowl. All right, I think, how much time do we have? Well, it's almost 8 o'clock, so let's see if we can get these brownies out of the wedges. We're gonna cheat. We're gonna use one of these, not necessarily cheat. Well, maybe you could say it's cheating. But I have a little spatula here. Oh yeah, I think it's about time for me to take these out. Otherwise, they're gonna get really hard, and they might get stuck. All right, so this is the Chinese made, and the seasoning on that is not the best. Also, the finish on it is like a sandpaper. It's like running your hand through sandpaper, so not the best either. And let's see how bad the sticking is. My thought is that there's not going to be anything stuck to the pan, but we'll have to see. To me, it seems like they will come out really nicely. Just got to make sure that I loosen it up from the edges. And yeah, look at that. Turned out great. A little bit of left behind brownie. Taste testers, come over here. Joel, Izel, get over here. We're gonna have the kiddos taste test for us. Oh, you want some too, Ellie? Okay.
Yummy.
I treat you guys all the same. Guys, my goodness. Yeah, well. Hey. Oh my goodness, you guys. All right.
Yo! This is why they're not allowed downstairs.
Oh my god. Hey, don't. That one's yours. You put your face on it. You guys are. Hey, guys. Oh my god. Hey, everything was going great until the kids came over here.
Sorry, I will be the most pleasant kid you will
You are pleasant.
I'm not.
You're Joel, I'm not. Oh God. Not today, Ellie. I thought I was like, oh, this is perfect. Hey, careful, guys. All right, let's see the little ones. Who wants a little one?
Ellie.
You want one of the little ones?
No.
Okay. Oh, see, the little ones came out really nice too.
The big ones.
All right, hold on. All right, Izel, come over here. Let's see. Oh my goodness, I broke that one. Yeah, this one was perfect until I broke it. Oh, Ellie's not gonna wait. Here, go for it. Taste it. Might be a little hot. Careful with the pans, guys.
Oh, that's perfectly squishy.
All right, what do you guys think?
It tastes so good. That's hot.
Oh.
So good.
How is it, Ellie?
Y'all got the good. Y'all
It's
got
yummy?
Not so.
Everybody wants a kiss in the lips.
Whoa. Bro, you just
Let's
dropped
see.
it on the floor.
All right, so there you guys have it. I think the kids like it. Vicky, come and grab a piece, please.
It's for you.
Yeah, so the kids are just being polite, but I think that
Dropped it on the floor.
I think you can tell me whether this recipe is worth it or not.
Alright, let's see.
It tastes so good.
It tastes so good.
Oh my god.
Is it good?
That's good.
Oh, okay, so
That's
we're gonna have to
really
share
good.
this recipe.
Alright.
I'll let you guys know who it is. I'll share the recipe once this video uploads.
So good.
But I think with that, guys, I think we're done for tonight. Thank you, everybody, for staying this late. I know we're at about 2 hours. We're close to 2 hours.
Yeah.
So thank you, guys. Say hello, Vicky.
Hi, guys. Hello.
I'm camera shy.
Camera shy. Alrighty, so that's it for tonight. Or you're gonna take the whole plate? Okay.
Don't take my brownie.
All right. With that, guys, as you can see, nothing stuck to the pans. Everything turned out really nicely. So if you guys are interested in the recipe, I will share it and I will upload that once the video uploads. So with that, I appreciate everybody for showing up. Thank you guys. I will catch you guys next Thursday. Have a good, safe weekend. Happy Friday to everybody. And as I mentioned, we will see you guys next Thursday. Kiddos, you guys want to say bye?
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye. I miss you guys. Since
Yes.
we made a video.